Since 1963, the Alabama Pharmacy Association has honored a member every year with a Bowl of Hygeia Award, the most prestigious award a pharmacist can receive. Please join us as we honor this year's recipient.
I have known this recipient for almost 20 years, hard to believe. I first met him when I was hired on at CVS Pharmacy as a pharmacy technician when I was about 16 years old, and he was my pharmacy manager at the time.
I've known the recipient for probably about 40 years. Known him as a friend and as a colleague in pharmacy. He's friendly, he's funny, he's empathetic, very caring, and I'd say helpful. It's a helpful individual.
As a pharmacist, he's served his patients for many, many years, a good number of which I got to witness. He's trustworthy, he's honest. He has continued to serve his profession his whole life through APA and other ways. He volunteers in the community, and even since he's retired, he was given immunizations and still working, trying to serve the community following the COVID pandemic.
We have known this person for 12 and a half years as one of their fabulous volunteers here at Shepherd's Cove. Everything he does with a servant's heart. He serves his community through Shepherd's Cove Hospice. He serves their patients as a volunteer with such compassion and understanding.
You could learn a lot from Ronnie just watching him. Ronnie's a good listener. He listens. He doesn't talk. He listens. He takes in what you're saying, and that's unusual today. Everybody wants to give their opinion, but Ronnie's just a good listener. And when asked his opinion, he'll give it. But I always think of Ronnie as a good listener.
Some things that I think others could learn from Ronnie. One would be to serve others, as he's clearly illustrated. And the other thing would be, if you can do something yourself, do it, and don't rely on other people to do it for you or ask someone else to do it for you.
I think others could learn that everyone matters. We had a patient that Mr. Opolka went to see. They got started talking, and he lived where Mr. Opolka's home had been at one time, and so they got started talking, and the patient was like, "I think I live next to you." And come to find out, the patient was a farmer and had actually helped Mr. Opolka's son, like ride him on the tractor and help him garden. And so they just hit it off. And so being able to visit with him and reconnect with that, they had a lot to talk about.
Years ago, I coached a little baseball team, and Ronnie's son was on the baseball team. And I didn't know Ronnie well then. This has been many years ago, probably 40 years ago. And I ended up not too long after that in the hospital with some heart problems. And again, I didn't know Ronnie real well, but I'm laying in the hospital bed, and when here comes Ronnie in. And he, again, we weren't close friends. He heard I was in the hospital, and he said I had to come check on my son's coach. And that says a lot about Ronnie. He made a trip to Huntsville to come by and see a guy that he didn't really know well, but was caring, and again, just wanted to come in and say hello and make sure I was okay. And that meant a lot to me. I remember that after all these years.
I will always remember working for Ronnie at CVS. When I started out there, I remember I would always get so nervous when I'd pull in the parking lot and see that it was his truck there and he was going to be the pharmacist that I'd be working with. I knew that I was going to have to put my big girl britches on for the day. But that being said, he was the perfect pharmacist to work for. He challenged me. He did not baby me. Instead, he would guide me and lead me to seek out answers to the questions on my own. And let's be honest, that's not what you want when you're first starting a new job. But I will say that all of these things made me more self-sufficient, more independent, more confident, making me a better pharmacist. And so now I challenge my interns and my technicians in the same way.
One thing about Mr. Opolka, and you may not know this, is that he retired as a pharmacist, and when he became a volunteer because he wanted to stay connected to his community. And then during COVID, he actually went back to work so that he could help the pharmacists in the medical field give the COVID vaccinations. So that's what kind of servant he really is. I just want to congratulate him on behalf of Karen Denton and Shepherd's Cove Hospice, and telling him how much we appreciate his service and his servant's heart and the things that he does for us and the community.
Ronnie, on this special day, I just want to tell you how proud that I am for you and of you. I know all your years of your service to your patients and your community, through hospice, all the things you've done as far as working during the pandemic and all. You're very deserving of the award, and I can't think of anyone any more deserving than you. And I just so happy to see you be awarded this great honor.
Ronnie, you have always been a mentor to me, and I will forever be grateful to you for that. You are a very special person, and I can't think of anybody else that deserves this more than you. I want to wish you a special congratulations. You deserve this.